Welcome to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by WC Wright & Sons. I'm your host, David Simpson. And joining me on the couch is head football coach Jake Ganus. Coach, that was a 15-round fight Friday night.
It was. It was good. It was a gut check. We got it early, which is what you want, because at the end of the day, we are playing for November. Every game's important. It obviously had a lot of hype, a lot of stuff surrounding it, but getting in the playoffs and then making a run is our goal, and that's what we talk about and preach around here. So getting tested early, facing a lot of adversity, all week, game night, all that stuff. It was important that we saw that and we overcame it and were able to get the win. So I'm really proud of our guys.
Before we really dig into the details of the game, the pregame atmosphere, there was a lot of things going on, a lot of crowd. Was you able to see some of that before the game started?
Yeah, I saw. I got to see a good bit before the game. Be honest, during the game, I did not even get to see the jumbotron one time, and that's just because I've got to stay locked in, and that's just kind of how I was as a player and now as a coach. I'm just constantly worried about what's happening on the field right now. But before the game, I saw the tailgate show y'all were doing. I got to see the students behind y'all. I did a couple interviews with some TV stations, and it was just a really, really cool atmosphere. I thought the fans were piling in. I would say by 5:30, 5:45, it was almost full on our side. The people in the tents started showing up, and man, I thought those tents out there in the party pad looked awesome.
Good.
Looked awesome.
The whole stadium looked nice.
Yep.
One note, Coach Randy Day,
Yep.
very first high school coach in Moody history, was tickled to death to meet you. We did get some photo ops, and can you just share that a little bit?
It was a surreal moment. I was – you had told me he was going to be there, and so when I finally got to meet him, I thought, this guy started this football program. And just to shake his hand, and we were on the field that he plowed and dug and did all that for. I mean, and now it's this new Predator, artificial turf, and it just was a really surreal moment for me just to kind of sit back and say, you started it, now I'm trying to keep it going. It was pretty cool.
It was a great moment for sure. Let's talk about the game.
Yeah.
We were really didn't know what to expect from Pell City, and they came out in a double wing, triple option that just kind of shocked a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it shocked us. They did a good job of keeping that under their belt. The double wing, triple option is something that you have to prepare for. It does a few things. One, it kind of like it keeps your offense off the field because you're able to get 3 yards, 4 yards first down. You're able to kind of control the clock and manage it that way. And then the other thing is, like, you got to play sound football. You got to tackle the dive, then you got to tackle the quarterback, and then you got to get the pitch. And so we have not ripped the triple option. I don't think since I've been here we've faced a team that has run that. We've seen the read option and some RPO stuff that people do now where there is a pitch, but that was different. They're foot to foot, hand in the dirt, firing off the ball.
Old school.
And they did a great job. We made some really good adjustments at halftime. I was proud of our staff and our kids, and we kind of came out and got them out of that in the second half. But, no, I mean, they shocked us with that. But, again, I'm proud of the way we handled that, especially up front. I thought our guys did a good job and just getting the ball to the next play. Spot the ball and get it to the next play and give us a chance.
One thing, looking back now, that first drive, holding them to 3 points was so huge. So you did great in adjustments early on that offense they were running.
Yeah, Coach Campbell, myself, and the other defense coaches on the headset, and we're just throwing stuff as it's going. We're trying to get in the right defense. We ended up, I think, taking a timeout or having a heat timeout right around there towards the end of the drive. We were able to make a really good adjustment to hold them to fourth down and hold them to a field goal.
So we had one possession in the first quarter. I think -2 yards. So
3 plays.
They pretty much controlled the clock the first quarter. Second quarter kind of starts. We're still offensively not finding our groove. They go up 10-0. Finally, we get the offense back and we are rolling. And Charlie finally finds Braden Wright for a 62-yard touchdown pass. Kind of explain the play call if you can on that.
Absolutely. So he was looking at a sail route that was coming from the left side right there, and his mental clock went off. He did a good job. He read the pocket. He got out. Braden finished his route, which is a backside post, and the DB fell down and Charlie had his eyes downfield, was able to throw it, took a shot right there after he threw it. Braden caught it and got the touchdown. It was a good job, good protection up front, and our receivers do a really good job playing away from the ball, even if they're not the tag or the throw based on the read, that they run the route 100%, do what you're supposed to do, and Braden was able to find a touchdown right there.
It was a beautiful sight from being up in the press box, seeing that, unfold.
Yeah.
So we go into half down by 3. You have to come into halftime. You have some adversity there. So your top running back is out, and you have to rely on your backup. So what did you talk to the team at halftime to prepare for the second half?
Yeah, so, losing Blaine was tough, and I do want to say, Blaine, made a tackle out of bounds on an offensive punt formation that we run, and a spectator, he wasn't a coach, he wasn't a player, runs up to him and shoves him, gets in his face, and so Blaine knows what he did was wrong. Blaine's a really, really good kid, and outside of football, nobody would have thought twice about his reaction when a grown man, runs up to you and pushes you and gets in your face. You're going to react, and so Blaine's, our overall man, probably our best player. It's no secret. My players know that. And teams are going to try to get in his head pregame, during the game, and just pick and poke at him. And this will be his turning point and his learning lesson really for his future, because he's going to have a long future in this sport. And he's got to understand that his emotions can't overtake him to where he puts his team in jeopardy like he did. And he understands that. But, again, I did want to clarify that a non-coach, non-player was the one who run up, gets in his face, and pushes him right there on the sideline in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And it was an unfortunate deal. And but, again, so we come in at half. We make some adjustments on offense. We kind of change up our philosophy and our scheme of what we're going to do, and we went out in the second half and executed.
So we had we took the opening second half kickoff, had a good drive going. Then we have the turnover. So our defense is back on the field. They start driving. They actually fumble. And we thought we had the ball, but they ruled him down. I think maybe 2 or 3 plays. Then they did fumble, and Chase took it back to the house for 90 yards, I believe, and got the momentum swung in our way.
He did. Yeah, that was a huge play. We talked about on defense putting the fire out. So whenever there's an adverse situation, offense, a turnover, or maybe we give up a return, and the field is short, our defense has got to go put the fire out. And that's something we challenged them with this year, because last year we weren't very good at that. And we put the fire out twice, 2 different times, 2 turnovers, and we're able to get a stop. But huge play. Caleb Goff gets it out. Chase scoop and scores, and big momentum shift. Unfortunately, the very next play we give up a kickoff return. We had great coverage all night. We had 5 kickoffs. Junior did a great job. Should have had 2 touchbacks, put the ball inside the 10 right where we wanted every time. And if you go watch the tape, man, our coverage, we got about 5, 6 guys right there. And that guy just hits a crease. We don't make the play. Our safety on that side, because of the long score, we have 2 defensive players that we pulled from kickoff who are the safeties who would safety out normally and be there, and we had to just put an offensive guy out there because they had just run 99 yards chasing Chase, and that ultimately cost us. So I take that one. I told the team in our meeting today, I take that one. But overall, I thought our kick coverage was pretty good. So we back and forth right there, flip the momentum, then they flip it back, and then we're kind of having to answer that adversity.
So we get the ball back. I think they punt to us, and we are deep in our territory. And Charlie and the offensive guys put a good possession going, and he starts throwing the ball. And I believe Abram Jackson finally takes it in to put us up 21-17 at that point. Talk about Abram. You're trusting him. He fumbles. His first possession, second half, and you just kept going with him. Sometimes coaches want to pull him after a fumble, but you stuck with Abram, and he really stepped up.
Yeah, Abrams, he played a lot last year, but he's had a great offseason. We knew we were going to lean on him. We obviously didn't think it would be that much in game 1, but he fumbles the first possession he's in as the guy, and kind of thinking to myself like, oh boy, But he comes back, he responds. He has some really tough runs. Doesn't really break any huge explosive plays, but gets us multiple first downs, and then we run counter right there at the end, and we're able to crease it and get a touchdown, which was huge.
It was huge, but before that, Charlie threw to Aiden Robinson on an 18-yard touchdown pass to give us a 21-17 lead. Fourth quarter starts. and then Abram Jackson takes it in. And we're up actually 28-17.
Yep.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're feeling. The fans are starting to get into it on our side, but then Pell City comes back and just starts. It starts again as another 15-round fight.
Yeah, it was back and forth all night, and with all the different adversity and circumstances our kids faced, that's what I'm most proud of. That we were able to find a way to win. You know, some teams you don't just have that, and it doesn't just happen overnight. You know, our kids. I said it probably 18 interviews after the game. I felt like every media person was there from Alabama, but our closest win last year in 9 regular season wins was 22 points, and we were not tested. Our only test, we lost.
Yeah.
We lost by 1 to Leeds. And
yeah.
so we go in the playoffs. We sneak by Jasper by 8 points. That was getting shaky at the end, and then we go to A-Rab and get our tails kicked. So we needed that. I didn't want it. I don't want that. Like I you know, if you want, I want to win every game by as bad as we can win, but our kids and our coaches and our fans, everybody, we needed that. And that adversity we were able to overcome. We talk about sinking our roots, you know, being that tree that you see on a random island in the ocean that just gets by hurricane, and it never goes down. It's because every time a storm hits, it just sinks deeper. And that's what our team does, and that's what we did this summer. And, man, I'm really proud of our guys for that.
So we had 5 minutes to go in the game. We get the ball. We really don't do anything. We punt to Pell City. They're in good field position. The game's getting on the line. We're down. You know, they're driving. They had a play that did not, that the receiver slipped. Becomes 4th down.
Yep.
The clock's running. They're out of timeouts. Barack Willis. Just talk about Barack Willis because that was just a special play for Moody.
So Barack, you know, he's a freshman, just turned 14 not too long ago, and you know, you knew just based on his size and speed, you know, the kid can fly, and just all those intangibles, he would be pretty good. But man, like the lights came on, he became a gamer. You know, we're still teaching him how to practice. We're still teaching him how to strike and use his technique, but getting after the quarterback is something that he does naturally. And so we kind of drew that up. Now I wouldn't say in the dirt, but we drew that one up in the huddle right there, and we executed it, and we got the game-winning sack. So super proud of him. He's got a long way to go. That kid's going to be special, and he's going to work extremely hard. And but no, I'm proud of everybody, you know, and Charlie especially, you know, going through the game, just watching his poise. You know, he dealt with some bad snaps. He overthrows his first pass on the second play by about 6 yards, something that he hits every day like it's nothing. I mean, just the nerves that he was feeling first game, record-setting crowd, probably felt too much weight on his shoulders, but he carried it well, and he did a good job, and he made some throws. And, again, his poise was unbelievable, and he's only going to get better.
He is. So he had a good night. I mean, he was 9 for 17, 187 yards, 2 TDs. That's not bad for his first night at the Bill. Abram Jackson had 16 carries and 56 yards. Not too bad either. So, but the big thing is Braden Wright, 3 catches for 117 yards. So that's awesome as well. So when we come back, we need to take a commercial break. When we come back, we want to preview we want to talk to some of the players, but we also want to preview Sylacauga coming up. So at this time, we'll take a break. We want to thank our sponsor, WC Wright & Sons, for their support of Moody Blue Devil football.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Yeah, Manabrand air conditioners are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA.
Over the middle and
hey, that rookie corner? We were boys in college.
For real?
Well, I'd see him on campus a ton.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say, hey. He'd say, what? What's up? Because he usually was listening to music, because he loves music. You guys probably don't know that about him. Yeah, we're friends.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by WC Wright & Son. Joining me now is junior wide receiver Braden Wright and senior defensive back Chase Jackson. Braden, great game Friday night.
Yes, sir.
You had 3 receptions for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. Your thoughts about the offense kind of being slow during the first quarter?
Yes,
I think
sir.
we had -2 yards.
Yes, sir.
Finally, in the second quarter, we got the offense rolling. On the touchdown pass, looks like the defender fell down. I mean, or you just outmaneuvered him to get open. Can you kind of explain that play, what the play was called, if you can?
All right, so the play before, I had a false start, and then he was just running his mouth. So I was like, all right, I got him now. So he called. I had a post on the backside, so I was running, and I guess he just slipped. I don't know at all. And then I was looking at Charlie, just throw the ball. And I caught it, and I was just, I got to score.
Well, it was beautiful play, beautiful catch and run for the TD. Also, you were on another drive. I'm not sure of the down, but you were open and you broke a couple of tackles to get a big gain to get that first down and
Yes,
keep
sir.
that drive going. So finally, we got up 28-17. Your thoughts of the offense and their defense? Was it panic at any time, or was just, hey, keep staying with the game plan? Good things will eventually happen.
Yes, sir. I was just talking to everybody. I was like, we just got to stay calm. Can't get nervous, anything like that.
So are you ready for this week with Sylacauga? Have you able to watch any film on them and study them any?
Oh, yes, sir, I have.
Are you ready for the –
Oh, yes, sir, I am.
Well, good deal.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on the great game Friday night. We're looking forward to another big game for you this
sir.
Friday night at Sylacauga.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to talk to senior defensive back Chase Jackson. Chase, what a game for you. You had 3 solo tackles, 4 assists, 1 turnover, and 1 fumble recovery.
Yes, sir.
You took that fumble to the house 90 yards. So during the game, they were moving the ball offensively. They kind of changed their offense from what you had prepared for them.
Yes, sir.
So it was a critical moment. We, I believe, scored and had the ball, had the turnover. They were moving the ball. I believe, I was talking to Coach earlier, I believe that they fumbled and we recovered.
Yes, sir.
They said he was down. So like 2 plays later, he fumbled again, and it looked like I was watching the replay. You were trying to get it.
Yes, sir.
So was it just excitement knowing the ball was there and you had wide open field? Kind of explain the play.
Well, I caught a cramp. Like, I caught a cramp in both of my legs. So I was about to fall on it, but I was like, no, I got to take it to the house. So, yeah, and KG, he's a dog. So, like, he always get the ball out. We've been practicing that all week. Like, just get the ball out in pursuit character. So I just ran up, and I just saw it come out, and I just had to take it to the house.
I saw Amon kind of
Yes, sir.
help escort you in there at the end zone. The fans were going crazy. So it's a big momentum changer for us during the game. But, fourth quarter is tight. They have the ball with a chance to win the game. Your thoughts on that last drive, holding them for 4 downs in the very last play of the game? What was you thinking when they had the ball with like 3 minutes to go in the game?
I just know our defense, like, we always, like, we want the pressure on us at all times. So, like, I just know our defense. Like, I trust them so much. So, like, we're going to get a stop. So, I wasn't really nervous or nothing. So, like, I knew it was going to get a stop.
It was a big win for the Blue Devils.
Sure.
It was a great game for you. So talk a little bit the recruiting process. I know you committed to Coastal Carolina.
Yes, sir.
What about Coastal Carolina that made you commit this year?
Well, my dad just passed away, so I always, like, I was going to go far away, but when my dad died, I always, like, I didn't want to get a call that my mom died, and I had to come back for far away. So I just always, like, I just wanted to stay closer. And then when I went to Coastal, like, they made me feel at home, so I just stayed.
Well, they have a new coaching staff, I believe.
sir.
So I'm sure they saw the film on Friday night, so I'm sure they're excited for you and the great game you had. Friday night, it's a non-region game. You're on the road. Defense is good as advertised. What's your thoughts about Sylacauga and the offense they run?
I haven't got a chance to watch their film yet, but they'll be a pretty good team. So we just have to make the main thing be the main thing and just go out and play.
That's great. So looking forward to a good game for you.
Yes, sir.
As again, we're on the road, traveling to Sylacauga. Hope to have a big crowd there, the 411 Nation. You can also watch the game on the 411 Network through Facebook, YouTube, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku. So we look forward to having a lot of people viewing the Blue Devils this week. Once again, I want to thank our sponsor, WC Wright & Sons. This has been the Coach Jake Ganus Show.
As respected industry leaders, we are here.
Working hard for you.
In an effort to provide you with
Excellence in sports medicine.
And excellence in sports injury prevention.
We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends.
We are here to help keep your kids and family
safe and healthy.
We are here for you.
Aggressively pursuing
victory over injury.
Over the middle and
hey, that rookie corner? We were boys in college.
For real?
Well, I'd see him on campus a ton.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say, hey. He'd say, what? What's up? because he usually was listening to music because he loves music. You guys probably don't know that about him. Find out. We're friends.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer? Amanda brand gas furnaces are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. So this baby is true red, white, and blue.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by WC Ride & Sons. Coach, we're on the road, a non-region game against Sylacauga Aggies. Chris Smelly, I believe he's back in as a head coach, was at American Christian for several years. Now he's trying to rebuild the program at Sylacauga.
Yep.
Have you able to see any film on Sylacauga and see what they run?
Yep. So we we swap film. So we have their Winona game. Winona is a good football team. They're very athletic, very fast, and they did some good stuff on offense. They get the ball to their playmakers and they let them go make plays. The one thing I saw from the tape was that I didn't see last year necessarily was, man, those kids fought to the end. Coach Smelly, you can tell in 1 year has already kind of got them bought in the fact that just play hard. Last year you looked at that Sylacauga team and talent-wise and size-wise, you're like, man, these guys, they should be better than they were. And I'm not – no shade at a former coach or coaches or anything like that. It just, for whatever reason, didn't feel like they played as hard as they could. And this year I think they've got that fixed. So it's going to be a tough road matchup for us, but we're excited for the challenge.
They're also a 5A school, and I believe they're in Region 4 also. So is there anything you do different when you travel on the road? Is you keep the same schedule?
Yep.
Are the players more relaxed knowing that they don't have to get caught up in some of the student body activities or anything like that? Or is it just, hey, we're staying on our typical game day week schedule?
Yeah, so the schedule stays the exact same. Yeah, the only thing that changes is we'll move pregame meal up to whatever time we want to leave our facility to get to their place, and then we carry on like normal, like we're at home. Walk the field, stretch, all that kind of stuff stays the same. So that's the only thing that moves up is just your time. When do you eat, and then when do you leave? But we'll keep it very similar to last week in terms of practice. Last week we were limited by the heat on when we could wear pads, how long we could practice. So we shouldn't have those limitations this week. But our kids handle that well, so we're going to look at changing practice and shortening a day or two. But last week we only practiced on the field for 2-3 hours total just because of the heat and all that stuff. So we'll be able to get a lot more tackling in pads and do a lot more things like that, but keep them off their feet as well.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for your time today. We're looking forward to next week or this Friday when you travel to Sylacauga. For those traveling to Sylacauga, it's 701 North Boulevard Avenue, Legion Stadium there in Sylacauga. Also, if you're not making the trip, you can watch on the new 411 network. Game time will probably start around 6 p.m. We'll go live there. So we're looking forward to having a good crowd, 411 Nation, following the Blue Devils down to Sylacauga. Again, thank you for watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored by WC Ride & Sons.